Welcome back to Father and Fun. Let's play Outlast, Episode 2, just after Halloween at this point. Alright, so we just got thrown off the upper area, and so now there's basically no way out. You can't just backtrack to escape. Convenient plot device. And I edited this video a bit because this is where I really started exploring everything, as well as getting lost, I must admit. So,
it'd be easy to get lost in there.
Yeah.
So many rooms and so many different locations. And all the windows, I guess, are all boarded up. And
yeah, some are intact and some are boarded up. I mean, it's obviously this is where your suspension of disbelief starts coming into play. Because, and that's what the prologue is for, basically, because obviously, you know, you might start to wonder, well, why doesn't he pick up a chair and smash a window? Like, would a locked door really stop you? But, you know, obviously you need gameplay somehow. So a lot of, you know, the precursor stuff is just to get the player in that mindset. That wheelchair is there, I assume, because someone suddenly gained the ability to walk. That'd be nice. Mm-hmm. And it's probably the opposite.
that wasn't nice.
I hope that wasn't my fault. But let that be a lesson to you, don't lean on elevator doors. Well, that guy's strong enough to open a locked door. And now I'm on high alert again. So you can see I'm pretty edgy, and to my discredit, I just don't bother opening those doors because I was sure something would jump out at me. Spoiler alert, nothing did, and I do have to go back eventually and deal with it, but I was playing, you know, at this point I've been playing for 18 minutes straight or so at night, which is a mistake, and I was on edge. There's our first battery pickup. So I'm back up to 3 batteries. But yeah, I learned after this that I should really only play this game in the daytime, because I mean, it's not compelling footage if I the player am nervous the whole time. I skip stuff and I get lost and whatever, get too paranoid. So that's where we want to be, the security room, because the dying guy was like, open the door in security. And so that's the main goal for this part. So yeah, flashy things are things you can pick up. Obviously that's a document, which I'll load up. And again, you can read it or not, but they're talking about 4 fatalities. Violence among patients is increasing as the morphogenic engine therapy gets closer to producing working models. So, as you can imagine, in a scary game set in an insane asylum, there's some unethical stuff going on.
One would imagine.
Yeah.
And the video here seems to back that up, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah, no one here is really friendly.
Where's Nurse Ratshit?
I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't like an insane nurse character later on, but if so, I haven't gotten there yet.
For anyone who doesn't know the reference, go to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, right?
Yeah, I would hope they get the reference. Then again, that's me editing, going back to the bathroom, recording a note.
Looks like nobody's safe anywhere.
No, yeah.
Can't even take a dump.
Nope. And someone probably stole the role after killing that guy.
Yeah.
So then you go back to the main entryway. And yeah, there is a way into that computer bank. It's just kind of hard to see. So I doubled back, and there's another edit here because I just combed the whole place looking for batteries. There were none. Spoiler alert. Basically wasted some night vision doing so. And every time I see like the little blue light on the computer, I'm like, oh, it's a battery. And I don't want to do it. So they're not really clear how the stealth mechanic works. Like, I don't know if leaning is necessary per se. I don't know how long, like, a bad guy has to see you before the programming makes him go after you, etc., etc. But I'm not in a hurry to find out.
Can't say so blame you.
Yeah. So this is the big guy that threw us off the railing. He was a soldier in Afghanistan, and mental trauma and chemical and physical restraints. No. So yeah, sometimes the character will just freak out. I assume it's because of the proximity to that guy in the wheelchair, which is like, yeah, you can see I don't want to go near him, but you got no choice. And that's one of the things about scary games that bugs me, is you're basically always at the mercy of the designer. There's more people watching a busted TV. And of course the way is blocked, so you have to walk in front of them. I'm trying to jump over it. It's like, nope. Trying to sneak behind them. Nope. And nothing happens. It just gets more and more ominous. They must have done a lot of like practice runs to figure out how long the battery should last, because it seems like it always runs out just as you come across like a new threat. So that's our card for the security center, which is where we're trying to go. And here I screw around a bit because there's a battery down there I want to get to, but it won't let me reach it through the top of the table. So see, I try and eventually I hop off and, you know, go underneath it. And that's kind of good to know, because it would look too small to crawl under, but our protagonist can fit, which is good, because when you need to hide, it's important to know you can crawl under just about anything. So, did you ever like do any crazy investigations like this when you were a journalist?
No. I only went into places like this with police officers at my side.
Yes, that would have made sense.
I would follow them in and let them take the heat.
Yeah.
And I would record it.
That's a smarter plan, I think.
I like that plan a lot.
So now, of course, something's going to happen. I mean, they're totally telegraphing it. I don't want to do it, but I'm thinking, oh, maybe if I'm like in night vision. So I was thinking, like, oh, maybe it's night vision, like the camera will turn off before he jumps at me and I'll have a bit of warning, but they just go right into it. Hauling ass. Hoping that opens from the other side. It doesn't, so I have to go all the way back. And of course I'm thinking, if they're making me go all the way back, there's got to be more scares in the way. So And even though after the episode started right here, but it's the first time I thought to check out the security desk. There's just another document, but just shows you how I'm not the best at these games. So basically, there's the security company, and the board of directives is like, hey, you have to give them full access. Obviously, that didn't go too well. It's amazing. You don't really hear those dead dial tones anymore nowadays, but they're still so creepy. Now there's this thing where you can look behind you as you run, which is a cool mechanic, but something I'd rather not see the guy chasing me.
Right.
And here's our first locker we can hide in. So I just wanted to test that out because I figured I'd be needing it.
This is the control room that would allegedly give you access to an outside door to get out?
Yeah, it would unlock that front door.
Okay.
But of course, it's like the first level of the game, so you can imagine how that's going to go. Uh-oh, violins. Maybe it's a bass. We see our priest fellow turned off the generator. And now I hear someone coming, so I am hiding in a locker. That's the big guy who attacked us before. You can break down doors with the power of plot armor. And it's a nice touch. He's programmed to open the locker you're not in. So while you're hiding, you're like, oh shit, he's checking the lockers. But it's good to know because they might do that later on.
No, I don't think I'd like to meet him inside a locker.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, that's Chris Walker. The nice thing is he's got chains or something, so you can always hear him coming. You can hear when he walks away, but...
These chains were made for Walker. Little play on the old song.
Yes. He's still around. So I was thinking, oh, can I save my game right there? But it would make me exit to save, so I'm just like, okay, I'll make a run for it. And we're good. I decided not to even check out the way he went, because I know where to go in theory. I just don't really want to. So this is the generator room. It's not in good condition, as per usual. And this document is talking about hypnotic experimentation, and basically they do they take someone who was afraid of firearms and they basically like hypnotized her to point a gun at someone else and pull the trigger. And then when they snapped her, I mean, it wasn't loaded, but then they take her out of the hypnosis, and she's like, what? Like, no one under hypnosis remembered what happened. Fell into a deep sleep. So basically, it's like, oh, great, they're trying to, like, weaponize hypnosis. Which was something people actually experimented with in the Cold War, at least on the Russian side, but... I don't think they had these results.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm basically doing one last scrounging because I know I'm going to need some batteries. This is not going to be fun. Oh, I think there was a battery back there and I totally missed it, but that's okay. Because they flash a bit.
Who's there?
So we hear a crazy guy, and he's going to be our friend for this next segment. But for now, that's going to be the end of the episode. A little cliffhanger before the action begins.
Ta-da!
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on the game so far?
Well, it's certainly engrossing, and it certainly draws you in, and you can't ignore it. You can't turn away from it. You keep getting in deeper and deeper and deeper. It's pretty cool from that standpoint.
Yeah. I think I wouldn't say writing per se, because there's not necessarily a lot of dialogue, but I think the way they handle, the constraints of a video game is that like it must progress in a certain way, and it must, you can't outright kill someone and blah blah blah, and they kind of weave all of that into the diegesis and the progression of the game and the storyline. So I think they handle that very well. That being said, I really hate games where I can't shoot back at people. Alright, so that has been episode 2 of Father and Fun.
Very
Thanks
cool.
for joining us. Yep, we will see you later.